Okay guys, welcome. So today we're on trip 2 with Only Fins Connor, and we've come up to the one and only Chesil Beach. Now we've gone to the tackle shops first of all, and I think we bumped into a familiar face, and I believe he's just turned up to the right hand side of us, but I wanted to say hello, but I didn't have a chance to get out of the car. So if it is who I think it is, nice one to see you, Matt. I'll probably pop up and say hello a bit later on. I'm pretty sure it is you by the shorts. But yeah, we've come up to Chesil, and it's a lovely day, and we're going to go and have a go for a raid today. Now, not absolutely perfect, which I would want up here, and to be fair, the reason I've come up here is because I haven't seen that many reports, and normally it only takes one report and it's full. So my plan of attack here today, see if we can get a ray out, and yeah, hopefully Connor can get one as well. So what I'm going to do today is something a bit different. I'm going to fish my rigs, obviously for my type of fishing, and I'm going to basically give Connor one of my rigs to use and one of his rigs to use. I'm going to sit down and go through it a bit in a minute, and then hopefully he can, obviously after the end of the session, describe the cons or the pros and the whatever the rigs he found worked the best. So yeah, we're going to get into it, sand deal, and we'll go through some baits and that in a bit, but just going to get in and get the rigs made up now. So I'm going to fish a running up and over rig, okay, where I am today, and the main focus for me is trying to get a ray out. So I've got some sand deal and stuff like that as well, which is ideal, and yeah, hopefully, as I said, it can do the business. So the running up and over rig's pretty easy enough rig for anybody. I could do with a swivel on the end of these though, so I'm probably going to get a swivel now. All right, I've got some swivels here, hopefully, because I have. So we'll get a swivel on the end of this instead now. I'm gonna have to get my scissors out. So what I'll do is I'll just clip that off a minute, put that one back in, and I'll get you've got to watch it with these pebbles. That's absolute nightmare of a session yesterday, guys, and it cost me a small fortune, but at the end of the day it's a lesson well learned, and yeah, it just goes to show that you got to watch what you're doing, really, especially when it comes to casting. I mean, once in God knows how many years of filming and stuff doing it, and 1 in a million chance, and it hit straight against the camera. So yeah, won't be doing that again in a hurry. But no, so yeah, as I can see, running up and over rig there now. I'm going to use Chinnoos today, just because obviously the fish I'm targeting, and then hopefully we can see if we can get a fish out. So I'm going to put these in here like so a minute. Looks like there's a little bit of tide out there. So I've got mustads with me today. So I've got mustad big gun 6.0s. I've got some 4.0s there. The 4.0s are starting to stick out to me a little bit, so I'm probably going to go for the 4.0s. They just look rather sexy sat there at the minute. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for the 4.0s. Put a Chinoo pennywort up the top as well. So that's job done, and then yeah, that's pretty much it then, isn't it? So we'll get this onto the trace line. I've got some leads in here somewhere. Let's have a look. Sit for a minute. Got my bluey and squid leader down the bottom here. Lovely. So I do apologise about the sound on this session, guys. There's not a lot I can do about it really, unfortunately, because I'm waiting for new mics to come through, which is a pain in the backside, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Just got to make do. So I'm going to use 6-ounce leads here at the minute, and then I'm going to get these onto the imp quickly. Lovely day for it, absolutely gorgeous sunshine, and hopefully it can be hopefully the day can do us proud. So oh no, it's done. Oh, have I got it? Yeah, got it. Okay, so I'm going to basically pull that line, that hook up through first. So that one goes in like so, and then what I'm going to do is pull this one in here down the bottom, and yeah, hopefully pull that one down, back up, right up through the top end then, and then a bit of slaver, pull tight. Okay, that's the main thing. No, I'm not using massive hooks here. I've just basically got a nice strong hook just to cope with the fish I'm going to try and target. So we'll pass them over to Connor in a minute and let him choose his own up really. So that's the first rig set up. I was hoping I had a pair of pliers here, as I normally do have, but I think I've got them. Okay. So what we can do here now, I'm going to put that on silent because I know what that is. That's my mic's turning up there, that is. Okay. See if it is who I thought it is by casting. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Yeah, we'll go up and say hello in a minute if it is. But I'm not sure actually because he did have shorts on. Ben Stockley, if it is you, nice to see you, mate. I don't think it is you up there though. You had different colour shorts on outside the shop to seeing you at Abbotsbury. Not Abbotsbury, at the other top at Tackle Shot pub up at Chesil. Can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, if it is you, nice to see you, bye. But yeah, I didn't have a chance to stop, to be honest. We were in traffic and he nearly took my door off. But Spencer Abbott nearly took my BMW door off, nearly crashed my BMW. I'm going to hide my key because that's the last thing I need to be hit. Huh?
Just because you're into my deep
conversation. Yeah, you're right, mate, you're right. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this bait in the water quickly now and then we can move on. So right, let's get some bait in the water. So if I can get, it's going to be hard this today, guys, because I'm trying to film and have the bag there to cover the wind, because the wind is it's in our faces a little bit. But I've got some sand deal there from Southwest Sea Baits, little small compact sand deals. Okay, and that's hopefully going to be what I need to do the business today. So I'm going to keep it nice and plain. Keep them in a flask because it just stores them. I can put them in the box there out of the sun. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish a sand eel and a half just to bulk up. They're only medium size eels, so yeah, I can get them going like so. So that's that. I'm going to head and tail it like so. Now I'm going to basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through here like so, just so I can put my trace line up through it. Everybody's got their own way of doing these sort of things with the eels and stuff. It's just the way I like to do it really. And then what I can do is I can put the hook through like that, so it's nice and proud on the eel. Okay, run the trace line back up through and I'll get half of my sand eel now, which I'll put over the other side of the eel. Got a bit of bait elastic, the heavy stuff, as we all like to see. And then what I'll do is I'll just bind that around the eel like that. All right, I'm going to fish plain sand eel on this one, and then I'm going to get a bit dirty with the other one. It's probably going to go squid and bluey, or sand eel and bluey, something like that. I brought some squiddy along with us because you know what it is. Never know if Mr. Blonde's about, because he's always partial to a bit of squid. But as you can see, guys, I'm using very small baits here. Really, I'm looking for distance. Distance is always going to have your side. You don't need to use massive baits. At the end of the day, as long as the hook point's proud, it's the most important thing really. Like so. So that's a hook around there like that. I'm going to put that sand eel away for a minute, and then what I can do is pull that down. I'm going to put that through the top like so. So go around once, twice, 3 times, and basically what I'm going to do is go right down through the lot like so, like that. And there it is, nice and compact bait, as you can see there, all ready for hopefully a raid to attack. So we'll get one out quickly now, and then we'll move on with the session. Are you off? I'm going to charge him a tenner for that rig now. Cheeky git. You don't have to use them. Got a very long trace on this one, and I'm just going to try and get him out as far as I can really. Hopefully it's not a nightmare and he's right to the right. So first cast of the day, let's get one out there then. First one out there. So guys, first one out, drag the set. Gonna get into the rig box again and start getting the next one out now. But I think we'll go for a bit of bluey and sandy or something like that, and just get a bit more scent into the water. Okay then, so that's the first one out. So what I think I'm gonna have to do here now is get my glasses out, because I'm glad I packed them. Because sometimes you don't know what the weather's gonna do you? But happens so, the weather's played ball with us today, and yeah, got the Costas on. Lovely. I tell you what, it's like there's a few out today. There is a few out today. I think that is Ben, like the way he just casts there then, but he is quite far up, so hopefully he walks down, because there's no way I'm walking all the way up there. But yeah, here we go. So first one's up. Next bait's out for Connor, so we'll get some rigs done then. Let's get some rigs done. So I'm gonna a bit of movement there. Lovely to see our ray out today, wouldn't it? This it definitely would be nice to see a ray out. So gonna put out another one of these. Now, I've got some pulley rigs and I've got a little mixture. I'm a big fan of the running up and over guys. I think most people know that. I don't know why. It's just, I feel that it allows the fish to take line if it needs to, and it's no tension on there where it's setting. So half the time it's back and it's running, and yeah, it's one of my favourite ray rigs really. I do like the drop down rig as well, and I do like a pulley for the occasion, but each has their own place in certain conditions. There's certain types of conditions I wouldn't use a pulley rig, and there's certain types of conditions I would use a pulley rig. And sometimes when it's rough seas, you don't want that really long trace there. So I don't know what I'm going to use on these now. We'll have a look here. So I've got some different types of mustads and stuff here now. I think I'll go for a 5-0. So
thought I'd come a photo bomb.
Yeah, you come and jump in here then, my mate.
I'm come down, come and
I'm
learn a
just
little
going
bit.
to check these up.
Rod out.
Yeah, so here we have Connor.
Oi oi!
So I'm
up the bays.
I'm going to give you a rig to use. So the rig I'm going to give you to use.
God, that's posh, isn't it?
Is that one there?
Lovely
mate?
bag.
Yeah, it is a lovely.
Lovely
bag.
rig bag, boy.
It is. That's what I'm going to give you to use. You can put whatever hooks you want on it.
Yeah.
I would recommend to go in for a pair of these. On that one there. Yeah.
Oh, it's your rig. So let's send it, boy. Let's send it.
Send it off, like basically. Send it off.
I'm gonna rob your hooks, and I'm gonna catch the biggest fish. I mean, I'm good with that.
You good with that?
I'm good with that.
You still owe me an ice cream for last night.
I just nearly owed you a new motor.
You nearly owed me a new motor. I'll tell you, expensive habit is helping this one out at the moment. It's cost me 1,200 quid already.
Look, I know my eyes are pretty, but can't keep staring into them.
Here we go. So, So what do you find personally is different with the rig I've just given you there compared to what you're using?
Not a lot. Not a lot. Oh yeah. I don't even have a clue. This is this a up and over?
It's a running up and over rig, that is. But what do you normally use to clip your baits down? Do you clip your rigs down?
Yeah, so you use this imp, yeah? I use one of these, but longer.
Yeah.
Because I use bigger hooks and they tend to slip out of these imps.
You'll cast up to a 5 or 6 out with the imp. I've used 8 O's with the imps, to be fair.
Yeah, so
I've
when
never had a problem, depending on what hook you're using. If you're using like manta style rigs, like J-hooks,
yeah,
they normally sit in lovely. But if you're using bigger hooks, it's a bit of tide there today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clean my reel clicking away. But using bigger hooks normally, yeah, you can. But I would go preferably for a bait clip, which releases, so it basically pushes it away straight away as soon as it's water. But sometimes you can find that there will hold the hook in place,
right?
Because it's not getting rid of it straight away. That's only tip I'll give you. But what I want to do is get your opinion on using this rig to see how you get on with fish wise today.
Yeah.
Compared to the other rig, and it's just horses for courses at the end of the day, mate.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm here to learn, isn't it?
So
I've never used this rig ever.
No. So here we go.
With this, am I just trying the basic knot here? Because that eye's slightly turned down.
Yeah. What I do with the knots here is what I do is when I'm pushing this hook down like that, I'll do the same way as you've just done now. It's perfect, right? And then what I do is I come down like that, and basically what I'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then basically come down through there like that.
Yeah.
And then basically back up through there like that.
Yeah. Lube her up.
Lube her up. Like that.
Pull her down.
Trim off that end.
Yeah.
So where you go, mate. Right, so if I do a quick bait up with you while you're here.
Yeah.
So what you'll find is, especially where we are now, sand eel is the key bait. Okay. Yeah. And what I would recommend is not using big baits.
Right.
You don't need to use big baits. Nice compact small baits. Distance will probably find you a fish here. The further you hit it out, I would say, for the rays and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously I've got some bluey and squid there if you want to use any of that, help yourself. You've got some sand eel there as well. But the main thing for it all is, I don't know what way you bait up, but I'm just going to show you a quick bait up of mine. So basically what I tend to do is finger sized baits, basically.
Right.
So I'll look at baits like that and I think that's 4 baits really there. You know what I mean? So I've got 2 baits there like that. Now I can use that there. Got a bit of sand eel all ready to go there. So I've got a bit of sand eel and squid there. And then what I tend to do is I might even put a bit of squid in there just to
enhance the flavours.
Bind it together, sort of thing, right? So the first thing I'll tend to do here now is get it all together like that.
Yeah.
Right. And what I'll do is I'll pull this here, and I'll always put that through something like maybe the squid.
Bit tougher to hold it.
Something a bit tougher, what just holds it a bit better.
Yeah.
And then I'll try to wrap my trace line around like so. So what I'll do is I'll get those 2 bits in first, right? Yeah. And then I'll bind this together.
So your trace is down the middle?
Yeah.
Right.
But the most important thing for me is hook, where the hook. It don't matter if you're using big hooks, and you don't matter if you're using small hooks.
Yeah.
Because they'll catch the same fish. It's just the way, especially with a pulley rig, sometimes it's automatically tension there straight away. When we're using a long flowing trace where we're using at the moment,
right,
the ray 9 times out of 10 will take it back more, and then it's already in its mouth as it's taken off. It's a different type of rig, where if it was rough weather and you want the rays hitting it in rough conditions, you want it so the hooks set straight away, if you know what I mean, so you don't miss the bite. Right. So that's where the J-hooks, I used to use the J-hooks a lot, but what I found is over time, especially on bigger fish, I've had the J-hooks bend out.
Right.
I wouldn't use a J-hook.
Just because of the length.
I wouldn't use a J-hook on a blonde. Personally, I've had them bend out when I've been in Wales before, and especially like fishing where I fish. I mean, I would hate to hit into that fish of the lifetime and have the hook bend out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not worth it. But then you can see the size of the baits I'm really using here today. They're not massive, but at the same time the hook point's there.
Yeah.
and
ready to set.
Ready to set.
So it's like one bite, go.
But if you look at that bait, what does that bait? It's really aerodynamic, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? The way it's put together.
Compact.
And then basically what I'll tend to do is I'll just trim him down like that. But I need to make sure that is proud. That's the most important thing. That's just proud, because that's doing the business.
Yeah,
with the Chinoo as well, it's a very strong hook. So even the small hook will land. It will land monstrous fish.
Right.
That's a 5-0 there I got on that one. I've got 4 O's on the other one. But so then I'll just wrap that around like 3 or 4 times like that, and then basically what I tend to do is bring it down through the top of the opposite way round and then pull tight. So basically what you've got is you've got a hook on that side and you've got a hook on the top side.
Yeah, yeah.
9 times out of 10 it'll be that top hook every time. All right, and then so that's
where the dongle comes into play, eh?
Definitely
I don't like it.
I'm definitely not a fan, mate, of
nah.
the dongle. I know it's going to be a lot of different anglers will like the dongle and not like it. For me personally, I want to make sure that I don't miss the bite. My answer to that is
2 chances, isn't it?
My answer to that is, why change something what works? If you're catching and you're confident in your rigs, there's no point changing what you're doing. But yeah, that's basically the way I would bait up. So
right, well, I'm going to get some bait on this.
Good luck, that man. Yeah.
Cheers, Ed.
Cheers, boy. Oh yeah. Okay guys, so second trip, and yeah, it looks like a good day for it. So obviously just turned up on the beach now. What positive things can you see about where we've come today?
Where we've come today.
What chance do you think we've got so far by chucking the rod in the water to see that we're gonna have a chance of catching a fish?
Tide. Plenty of tide. 100%. Plenty of tide.
Yeah, it screams out here, doesn't it? I mean, I've cast out straight. I take it you've cast out straight.
Yeah, well, I've actually cast out a little bit.
Both our rods are pulling around to the left-hand side hard, and I'm using 6 ounces. What you got?
I got 7.
So you got 7s on there?
Well, I got a 6 on the outside one and a 7 on this one, just so I don't come over
on the side
too far your way and interfere with your massive blonde ray.
Hopefully. Hopefully you get one as well. Like, but you fished Chesil a lot in your past. You said you obviously.
Yeah, I fished here a few times. I've had many a blanks here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's it is a place that can make and break dreams, basically, because the amount of nightmares you have coming all the way up here, and it's a long beach. And it's so what do you find conditions wise you like it? I know you said the other day like chocolatey water.
Yeah, I like it.
That cod for the cod.
Cod, yeah. To be fair, honestly, the most times I've come up here is full cod. So like just as it's getting into the winter, just like November, December time. Do you know what I mean? After you get like the odd easterly and you come up and there's a break in the weather, because let's be honest, it's blowing up here all the time in the winter.
100%, yeah.
But if you can get a little gap and you can fish a rod without getting your line buried, yeah, I mean it fishes. Well, either fishes really well or fishes really bad. I've had some really good times up here.
Makes or breaks you. It's a long way up to go a long way down with nothing, isn't it? And unfortunately, that's a big part of it. I mean, I've seen bluefin tuna smashing the water out there, and the taupe what's been caught here. I've seen sharks in the water up here. I've seen triggerfish, black bream, blonde ray, small eye ray, thornback ray, underlet ray, spur dogs. I think wrasse, place, I think it's one of those areas what will throw up literally anything.
Well, look at your turbo.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same. It's just
incredible.
It is. I know some guys what fish like a lot further up here, and one of them, Stu, I think he had a monster spur dog one year, and it goes to show that what's out there. I mean, the congers you can get off here are phenomenal.
Oh, the congers! Really I've lost a really nice conger off.
Yeah, I find the congers better when it's dirty water.
Yeah.
But monster pouting, whiting for the summer. It's one of those places which really does throw up a lot of like mixed species, and it can be really rewarding for a lot of individuals like starting off with fishing as well, up on the bank and stuff like that. And it can be dangerous too in the wrong conditions. But what do you think we're going to catch today?
Well, I mean, I'm confident. obviously first cast has just gone out. Plenty of
What
tide
have you got
there.
on your one then for bait wise?
I've just literally cut a sand in half and put half and half on each.
Ideal.
I'm going to start off with small baits, and then if that doesn't get me anything, I'm either going to add a bit of sardine,
Sense to the water.
yeah, or a bit of squid. But I want to keep it basic, so I sort of know what they're going for.
I've kept sand on one, which main focus spotted small lights. You got a chance of blonding that with it, and then I've got on. You got even thornbacks as well, really. But on the other one, I've got a bit of them mixed up. But on the mixed one, what I don't like is screaming out for dogfish.
Yeah,
And that's the last thing you want to be doing up here, is getting into loads and loads of dogfish, because
just choose free bait, doesn't it?
yeah. I mean, we bought 100 crab up here having to go for the cod this season because we had to get a cod out for a competition. I mean, 100 crab in a bucket, and I tell you what, we went Abbotsbury way, and it was a nightmare, mate. It was a dogfish every single cast. Ridiculous. And then further up, a mate of mine was fishing up towards where we are now, and he was hitting to blonde after blonde after blonde.
Well,
I know. That was the last time I'm fishing a competition for cod. I'm going to give you that.
It's just a big beach, isn't it? And it's all sort of similar as well. So you're either on the fish or you're not. And I think that, but then again, like dogfish, I know, like obviously, like now I'm trying to catch some bigger species, specimen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you're buying the bait and stuff, it does get a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But when you first start fishing, you know, and you haven't caught a dogfish in that, and
No,
you're hitting into them, like, they are heavy, and you're like, yeah.
We get a lot of messages on the YouTube channel and the Facebook to say about the dogfish, because a lot of people do enjoy catching them. But I think when you're targeting other species, it can be, they're like, to me, they're a bit like rats.
Yeah,
because they just scavenge anything, can they? But I'm feeling ray. I think we'll see a ray. I'm hoping we'll see a ray. We don't beat the blank.
You've got a nice bite.
Left or right? Right hand rod. That's the one I had a minute ago.
Right,
Yeah.
Pulled the line quite far down.
We want to see it pulling right down over.
Stripping line, baby.
Yeah, stripping lines.
Get them real singing.
I got the T1000s with me today, but as you can see, what I said to you earlier on about the grips with the 150 pound leader.
Oh yeah.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
It does.
I'll tell you what. You put your hands on there, you
off.
feel it. Yeah. You touch them a minute.
Touch them.
Yeah.
Just only fins, give a little rub. Give a little rub. Oi, oi. Feeling a bit moist out here.
But it's the grips. Joseph done them for me, and he done a fantastic job, really. I mean, the tennis racket tape is what it is, but that is solid. Like, I mean, especially on the cold winter days and stuff like that, you want something what's not going to.
Yeah, I definitely want them fixed as well to get my real suits, because obviously I'm just guessing at the minute, but. Yeah. Especially when I got a pair. I'm definitely going to go to a pair, I think, as of next week.
Yeah. You want
just completely scrap the fixed ball out of the water.
I think, you're using the same thing over and over and again, and it's more, you're going to like learn, instead of having to keep it swinging backwards and forwards. Everything's the same. I went through a stage in my life when I was younger, growing up. I had two different rods. So I had a PBT Sidewinder and a PBT Viper, and both rods were different. You know what I mean? When I was casting them, and it threw me off big time. And then I got a pair of rods, and I stuck with a pair of rods, and everything's the same all the time, you know what I mean? And it swings me around about a little bit now when I've got going for like the T9s with glass tips, and then going on to the T1000s, which are solid tips. Right. You know what I mean? And everything's different. You've got to go back and think, oh, I've got to slow this down now a little bit. You know what I mean? But as soon as you start getting used to what you're using. But we are going to have to go shopping, because I think he needs a rucksack, he needs a pair of shoes. We were going to go on the rocks today. We decided to come somewhere a bit safer. The main thing is anything, guys, and I'll say it hundreds of times, safety should be your number one thing. And I mean, we could have gone down to rocks today. He's got a lovely pair of Vans on.
Yeah, I've got Vans on just because you said there's beach in the motor. Do you know what I mean?
But no, it wasn't that what put me off, was it? It was a rucksack. With a bucket, a rucksack.
Yeah, it'd be alright. I'm basically a mountain goat. Mountain goat. I'll go everywhere with my bucket and my little rucksack. But obviously all this fishing's different. New marks and stuff, so yeah, I will be investing in a few bits of gear.
Like you see, you need proper study boots, really. There was a guy who went down, not I don't know how long ago now, FaceTime, March, April sort of time. Went down to Mark, down near Salcombe, Stero Bay, and had a fall on the rocks, had to be airlifted.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just by and the trouble is, it can happen like that, exactly the same as what happened to my GoPro.
Yeah.
That's how quick something bad can happen. You know what I mean? And it goes to show, and it's one of those moments when you think, if I could only just go back in time.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. I
100%.
had a nightmare last night about it. I did. I had a nightmare. I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, you brushed it off, and I was like, "There's no way he's that cool about it." I sat in the car. I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "That's like a month's wages for some people." I
was gutted, absolutely gutted. But as like someone said, it's 1 in a million chance.
Yeah.
My lead, out of all places, went there, and it's. To be honest, I'm glad it went your phone. Because my missus seen it and she was like, "Have you just done his phone?" I was like, "No, it's not done his phone." But yeah, everything's on order. We'll be back in business, fair enough. But unfortunately, this one here is down to sound. But we're quite lucky. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's only a bit of wind, isn't it? Doesn't stop the ray
A
fishing.
few anglers down on the beach though, down there, isn't there?
Yeah, packed.
I think that's Ben, who we've seen outside the tackle shop. I'm pretty sure I did say. I'm not sure. I can't see if he's got shorts on or not.
Looks like he's into his first dogfish.
Probably. Yeah. If it is, we'll go up and say hello later on.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, game on. Right, let's get back in the fishing. In a bit. Got a couple of taps on this rod now, so I'm going to bring him in. Line's quite flat. A little bit of weed in the water today. Looks quite greeny.
Any weight there, boy?
Oh, really? Maybe, no, I don't know. I reckon it's weed. What we got? Oh, we got it garnered. We got a garnered. Long flowing trace. And we got one. Some of that.
Not a bad size either.
Look at this, guys. For a beautiful fish. Look at this. An absolute stunner. I do apologise about the sound. But
I'll try not to
look at that for colouring. Look at that. Red girded, look at that. Absolute stunning. What a stunner. An absolute stunner. And you can see the Chinook done the business once again. And yeah, absolute squawker, look at that. We'll get a nice little picture. We'll get her back to fight another day.
What does she go?
14.5 ounces.
Absolute
so
lovely
them,
fish.
That is. Password get them for the specimen awards. And as you can see, red garnet there. I'm going to get a little picture and get him fighting another day. Okay, red garnet, 14.5 ounces. We're back to fight another day.
There she goes.
There she goes, as you see. Straight back in the water. See her down there now, just got to find her wick.
Oh, she beats herself. Sometimes they need a little bit more out. There she goes.
She's back. First fish out, one up. See if we can get some more.
Go on, babe. Right, yeah, have a look. Oh,
Spider crab.
spider crab, baby.
Go get him.
I'll go get him. Oh, he's an eater. Pull it back a little bit. He's a monster. You got a load of line as well. Where's dinner?
So, he's got someone else's rig there. See the size of these guys. Anyone that's not seen one before. That is a beast. I can try and get it. He don't want to give up, does he?
Andy's at war with a spider crab.
He's not coming out. Oh yeah, he's got him. I got him. Right, someone else's line here. So let's untangle the poor dude.
You got lovely new lead.
Right. So let's have a look. Do you want to put him back, Connor?
Yeah, go and drop him back in.
See what they've been using here then.
He'll find his feet. Make his way back. There he goes. Scuttling along the floor.
So we have Connor just got to blast one out. Doing what he done yesterday. Bending his bum down. Getting nice and comfortable in the sand and the shingle. It's been a long day. Remember what I said, look up. Yeah, I do. 70, 80 yards out. Fish on, baby. So that guy down the bottom there, look, now cast him. Laying the lead down and just going simple overhead thump. Few up that way today. We're going to get into some fish, come on. You alright guys? So just having another bite now.
I think it slacked you off.
Right, so we had a couple of pulled down bites on this one. And this is the one I had out a minute ago when I was getting bites on. But it was pulling down over. Sometimes I just like to wait because I want to make sure that fish is on, so I know instantly then I'm feeling in the rod tip. And we thought we were going rock fishing today, so I bought the T1000s. Normally I like the T9s here. Perfect tip, and a bit stiff too much really for this. Right, here we go. Nothing. Putting slightly bigger hooks on now. Yeah. So, prime example, crabs. Okay. Crab tearing away now. You get them rotting down our neck of the woods, spider crabs. So we're going to bait this up, get this out to fight another day. fighting every day. Hopefully catching every day. Okay guys, gonna get another one out here now. Lovely. So that dropped down to the dark depths of Chesil Beach. And hopefully we can see a fish on it. Here we have Chesil Beach. A few anglers right at the top end. And yeah, we managed to get the spot where we wanted. Beat all the crowds on a Friday night, which is always nice. But yeah, sun's starting to fade away. Gonna have a sandwich now. Connor's doing well, he's getting the baits out there. Yet to have a fish yet, but I'm sure it'll happen for him. And yeah, just got to be more consistent. I mean, it's not productive at the moment, but there's a few locals turning up for the night tide. So hopefully we can see some fish, boys and girls. There it is, Mr. Only Fins himself. The sun's going down. Not a lot else to say. Coloration of the water is very clear. It's got a greeny tint to it, as you can see down there in a minute. But still in hopes, guys. We're still in hopes.
Wow. Look at them Babioks.
Well, that's bright. Yeah.
Look, they've got to show the fish where he sit.
What is that? Is that, what's that, 80-pound shot leader? Nice. Couple of big ups, big canoe and a big J-hook on there.
Fine day, yeah.
Only Fins is in. He's in. It's pressure, Matt. Steady pressure. Steady pressure. It's not a snag. Nothing there to snag on. Come on. Heave that ray up. Heave that ray. Steady pressure. Get on. Maybe he has got a snag. Okay guys, so we're here having a go. High water on the incoming, and yeah, baits in the water. Can't ask for much more really. Sun's beaming down on the almighty Chesil, and it's nice to be out on this lovely Friday night. First Shore League match for the Specimen Awards, so really looking forward to that. I mean, hopefully good luck to everyone taking part the weekend. I'm going to be out tonight and probably out tomorrow, and then depending how I'll get on tomorrow, I'm going to go for a smooth hound tomorrow. Me and Connor are going to go up and do a mark, see if we can get a smooth hound out. But yeah, we're up having to go for a raid today, and it's not fantastic. You might hear it in the background. That's Connor checking out his checking out his last video, so be sure to check it out, today's session out on his page as well, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, guys. It's about obviously not just the teaching sort of side of it, but the learning, and to see how Connor's progressing through the lessons and that, really. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he was saying, oh, do you know what, I wish we had someone what took us and done the same thing with us when we were younger. And I really do, because it just helps you skip that period of just going out and just wasting money, because that's what a lot of the time that's what it is when you just go in anywhere, just like basically just off the off chance to see if you can catch a fish. So hopefully by what he's doing now, we'll show him a few little venues, And at the end of the day, like, we come up today and I've sat down, I've gone through and I've sat down and had a conversation with him and said to him, like, bits and pieces. It's like when I had that Gurnard earlier on, I sorted my trace up and he was like, why'd you do that? And the reason being because I found that obviously going for the Gurnard, then it would probably be, the bait would probably be moving up further, and especially up in the tide, so I want it further to the floor. So I've put smaller traces on now with ray, because I want to get a ray out. That's the main thing. So I don't want my bait flying around in the air and stuff. But I reckon I've got like 3 or 4 foot traces now. It's a very strong pull at the minute. It's the top end of the springs coming up, isn't it? So it's not massive tides, but it's big enough. But I feel myself getting a bit of a cold coming on. But yeah, got sandeel, bluey and squid, and got a bit of packed lunch for tea. I haven't had it yet. I was going to have it a minute ago, but started getting a bit chilly, so put the jumper on. But yeah, it's I'm glad to see that the video is going down really well, guys, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I will create a playlist for this this series, and once I've done this series, I might start doing a few different series a bit like this, because for me, this is why I do what I do. It's educational. And as I said in the video yesterday, like even with the black bream one I'd done on the other weekend, it's people will watch that, know how to catch bream, but they will catch probably more black bream by watching that video and obviously picking up the hints and tips in it, because it's, at the end of the day, it's going out catching fish. Anybody can go out and catch fish, but there are different methods of going out there and catching fish in a better way. I mean, if pop-ups, for me, example, if you're fishing areas where you want to get the baits up, pop-ups are fantastic to use. Now I use them for, I don't know, a lot of different species really. I use them for pollock, I use them for bream, I use them sometimes for bass, depending where I am. If I'm fishing for bass over rough ground, sometimes I'll put a little pop-up on and really keep them really tight. But I find it can work, and it's trigger fish. You can use pop-ups. You can use pop-ups for a lot of different, and I don't think a lot of people use them enough. I mean, I've sat and seen people when I've been going before black breaming, and we've been smashing it completely. And some boys, what we know, and that they've not done too well on them. And you can, but just by seeing what they're doing, in the simple case of not embedding pop-ups into the bait, so their baits are just lying down on the floor like that. I'm not saying you haven't got a chance catching a bream on them, because you have, but at the end of the day, you want your baits hanging up away from all the like kelp and seaweed and rock and everything else, and you want them bobbing in the tide. So as a fish comes along, it goes whack. And yeah, exactly the same as where I am today. You've got a good chance of catching black bream on Chesil Beach. I mean, there's been some monsters come off of Chesil Beach over the time, and you can do exactly the same methods I've done and just use a pop-up. I mean, especially on this beach here today, if you put pop-ups on, you'd catch garfish, you'd catch a mackerel. You know what I mean? You haven't got to put massive, I know my mate Wayne Jarman, he'll use little ball pop-ups further up baits just to pop the mackerel baits up and stuff for targeting mackerels and gars and stuff like that. So it really is, it is focusing on how to catch what your species you're after. But yeah, it's a learning curve for everyone, guys. At the end of the day, that's one good thing about sea angling, I think, is you're forever learning. And even myself, like, I was quite fortunate in a way, because I did, like, when it comes to ray fishing and that, I sort of like taught myself everything I knew and how to catch rays and stuff like that, and like build up the knowledge myself over the years and stuff. But a lot of the other stuff that I've done, I've been lucky enough to, I'm fortunate to fish with some really good anglers, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes you take a little bit away from everyone, I like to think. I mean, if something works, you know what I mean? And I've fished with a lot of decent anglers over the time. I mean, Will Anzari, really good angler. Craig Pope, back in the day, Craig, fantastic angler, specimen angler, thinking angler, and I find like a lot of the time, like Rob York, like the same, Adam Slack, another good angler, and it's Gav Cuthbertson, exactly the same. I think sometimes what I find is it's about a lot of these guys have in common is they think outside the box, and that's all it is most of the time, guys, about catching fish and stuff, is thinking outside the box. So that's what we're trying to get into Connor at the moment. and hopefully he can pick up what we're trying to obviously put through to him and stuff, because at the end of the day we can go and show him the venues and stuff like that. We can show him where you can kind of catch a few fish and stuff like that, but at the same time he's got to be able to read the venues. I don't want to just come here and show this is how you're going to do it, this is what you want to do. I want him to come to somewhere and look, like I said to him earlier on, why are we going to catch some fish here today? And he went, look how much tide there is. And there is good tide. Sometimes it can be too much tide. I think this will be all right today. I think as it goes in the darkness we should see a fish out. I like to think so anyway. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful night for it, but that's what I want to try and get him to do. I don't want to just give it to him all on the plate. I want him to work for it. I want him to use his initiative, and just so, because when I'm not going to be on every venue with him. If he goes over venues and stuff, he can look at it and work it out himself then, can he? And I think that's the most important thing, is just getting into his head that you got to think outside the box. I mean, if something's not working, why is it not working? What can I do to change it? What can I do to catch a fish? And sometimes that's what it is. And sometimes it's not. If the baits aren't feeding off the bottom, have a go with a pop-up. It's not going to work, is it? Put a pop-up on, seeing if you get any gars or mackerel. I mean, sometimes fishing big baits, if there's no big fish about, change it. I'm terrible for it, and I know a lot of you comment on it as well, where you scoey hook size down and that stuff. That's because the type of fishing I'm doing, where really I don't really need to. I wouldn't, if I was just going to go out and just go fishing, I could go scale my bait size down, scale my hook size down, and fish for what's in front of me rather than going for that specimen all the time. But I'm on my own worst fool for it. Unfortunately, that's my type of fishing, I'm afraid. So everybody has their own type of fishing, and that's mine. There's a guy up there at the moment, he's got some feathers in a bucket and he's doing his best to try to get some fresh mackerel, which is, I haven't seen him catch one yet. But no, all good guys, all good. So I'm going to get one of these rods in a minute, check it for spiders, and then we'll get some baits out and have another cast. Only fans into a blonde.
Raymundo!
Raymundo! Look how snag he is. So what he's done is right, because he's walked far right and then far left, but I don't know what he snagged on. It's got to be weed, mate, you reckon?
It's got to be.
I can see weed on your line there.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, it's a nightmare though, isn't it?
We have pulled a couple of rigs in today as well.
You can do it. There we go, let's do it.
Let's go. We're going to march up the beach.
I think it's going to go because
Way! You got it back!
Way!
No leads will be lost today! Ideal. Unless it was a mountain of spider crabs.
Not with the pressure you were putting on that, mate. Lovely evening. Hey, you're stripped anyway, ain't you?
Yeah, I've got someone's line.
No, no line.
Oh, don't bring feathers.
There you go. Only at OnlyFins. Just gonna bait up now. So, little tip for you all. This is why I like to keep my stand deals in. Little Camelback flask. It's got a little screw-on lid on the top. I like to keep it in the freezer, because the way I look at it, sometimes you don't know how many eels to take. I've took 3 packs today, probably too many, but you never know, because there has been times I've gone fishing, especially in the last 12 months, and you've gone and you never have enough bait, because it's like fish after fish after fish. So what do? You know what I mean? Better off taking more, and then if you keep them frozen, then just put them back in the freezer. I did have to waste some. They've been in there for like a few months and I haven't used them, and they've been sat in the freezer, so I had to get rid of them today. I was gutted, because I hate just like wasting sand deal. Everything else I don't mind, but for some reason I just don't like wasting sand deal. especially the quality. I mean, Southwest Sea Baits get some lovely eels, and I just don't like to see them get wasted, really. I've seen Wrigley's that Connor's been using. They got some lovely eels as well. Basting's Timber Fair. So sand do up playing like that. Right to the top. I'm gonna bring my up down now. Bring the up down like so. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Bring that down in there like that. It's lovely, that is. That is lovely. Bloody lovely. So yeah, so we'll get that wrapped round like the top. Now, to me, it's really small, right? I just don't, it looks too small. So what I tend to do is get another after eel. Now, 2 double sand eels is going to be too big, but a sand eel and a half, mustard. So what I'll do is I'll just cut an eel in half, all the way up to the top, like so. And what I tend to do is just bind that on the back of it. Like that, it gives extra scent. And if put on correctly, can be deadly. So if I'll put that around there like that. Bring him all the way up then. Get up. That's it. Like that. It just looks neat, right? And it's exactly the same with everything in life. If something looks right, it is right. And that there, to me, is perfect. Literally perfect. You know what I mean? I deal with eel bait up. So just one left thing to do now. Cast them out to the horizon. Hopefully we get lucky, hey? Okay guys, so I'm about to wind one up to the horizon here now. Got a tie line out there quite far out. I don't think I'm going to reach that, but you've got to be in it to win it, and yeah, so let's have a go. Longest drop. Find the long drop works a lot better on the T1000. Right, so we're going to give it some now. Right, that's it. There we go. Swing. In swing. Well, there is a dark tint to the water. Hopefully that's what we need. Well, as the light times fades, it's not going to be a long one tonight, boys and girls, I don't think. We've got a long day on the hounds tomorrow, so it's probably going to be, to be honest, what I think I'm going to do is include this session in with tomorrow's session. So yeah, it's been a pleasant evening on the rocks. We'll do a little chat before we go. But yeah, there's a lot of green weed in the water, and the water looks really greeny. Sometimes when it's like that, it doesn't fish well. But we're having a go anyway, so look at that for a lovely backdrop, eh? Red skies. Well, what can I say? It's been a very slow evening, very slow evening, but we managed to fish out, had a gurnard, red gurnard, which isn't fantastic, but beautiful fish, and no rays, but the water is very green, what I've noticed, and sometimes when it's like that, I've found fishing Chesil, it doesn't fish very well. But there's a little bit of weed out there. There's loads of tide, and unfortunately, I think if we stayed into darkness, we'd see a few fish out. But the plan of attack tomorrow is to get up the Bristol Channel. So as you can see in this adventure, it's sort of like an evening session into a day session, and whether we include it is 2 of these sessions, I don't know. Maybe we just include it as one of them. But it's yeah. We haven't blanked. Nah, I'm only joking. No, but it's we decided to go. To be honest, it was like a immediate reaction thing where we've come from, haven't we? Because we were planning on going elsewhere, and yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to go up the channel tomorrow. So what we'll probably do is do this both the same. If we include this bit of footage we've done here now, and include it what we get tomorrow, and then just include it as one of the sessions really.
Well, just have to extend it to a weekend session, won't we?
Yeah, why not? See what we get on the weekend. But yeah, hopefully we can see the boy out a few fawnies tomorrow, maybe the odd smooth hound, and hopefully we can see a fish out today. But as the light fades, we're going to start packing up in a minute and make our way back to Teignmouth. But from Chesil Beach, a few anglers up along the coastline here at the minute, but I haven't seen one person pull a fish in. So,
not even a mackerel.
Not even a mackerel. But his guy turned out he was mackerelling, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Further up, not even had one. So it's one of them. But yeah, as I said, it's condition-wise flat calm. But sometimes it's one of them. That's Chesil for you though, isn't it? But yeah. See how we get on tomorrow. In a bit.